want to be passed around so bad, but my boyfriend just wants a monogamous relationship. It's 2024. Expecting to be with one person for your entire life is like unreasonable. I'm a young 18-year-old Latina. I'm trying to get my face blasted by multiple men. Like, I haven't even had a quickie in a bathroom stall. I have so much to live for. And you're telling me that I have to stay with this one guy because I love him so much.
Okay. Well, you know what? I don't know if this person's actually serious or they're doing a skit to try and get a reaction out of people. It feels like they're trying to get a reaction out of people. But I know there's actually people who feel like this. And so let's unpack that. Okay. How do I start this? All right. It's fine if people feel this way. I am completely okay with guys and girls who feel like they want to get volcanic activity via human production all over their epidermis or within themselves. That is completely fine. And I can understand the frustration. I'm sure guys that felt as though they were required to get married because of religion or where they live probably feel the same way, that just want to be free and swing their Italian sausages around, and whoever it hits, and they get penetrated by it, and then they go to the next one, and then every time you stick your sausage in a different hole, it comes out as a different flavor based on the flavoring you inserted in. And that's totally cool. I think everybody at some point has had that fantasy. But there are people that actually want to live this lifestyle, and I am all for it. Go do you. You should be free to be open about who you are. But if you know you're like this, do not hurt someone else by being in a monogamous relationship because you feel you have to be, or because you love that person, because you're destroying somebody else with your selfishness. Guys who get married, girls who get married, if you know you don't want to get married and you're not able to stay faithful, or that's not the lifestyle that you want to live, then don't get married. It's more respectable if someone comes out right out the gate and says, yeah, marriage is not for me. And then you could just leave. It doesn't matter how much you love that person. If that's a deal breaker for you, then leave. Marriage is important to a lot of people. Marriage is important to me because, okay, this is going to sound so bad, but, and I'm not speaking for all girls because all girls don't see it this way. For me, please, oh my God, everyone's going to take this and put this in context and be like, see, I knew something was wrong with her. It's just my shtick, okay? I like, ownership's not the word I'm looking for. I like feeling like I'm part of the guy's family. Like, that to me is like, hey, I've adopted, not adopted. You know what? It doesn't matter. That's why I wanted to be married, because I want to carry the guy's name. That was important to me. And I feel like now I have moved from my family line to this guy's family line. Even if we're not gonna have kids, like the whole, like officially, that's a big deal for me. It's a romantic gesture. I don't like how bastardized marriage has become, because now people weaponize marriage. And so it actually hurts other people, men and women who actively do want to get married, because now I don't blame men for feeling as though if they get married to someone, you don't know if it's going to be someone like this, and they hide this from you, so you have no clue.
But there's literally guys out there with 13-inch meats waiting to destroy me.
I can't. No. Dude, she has to be joking. Okay, it's kind of funny. It's her delivery. 13-inch meats. Why did she put an S at the end of it? She has to be joking. Look at her delivery. Look at the way she says it, bro. No one can take this seriously. Even if that's how she feels. I know she's doing it for me. All of what she said, everything she said, it just blends so well together in this random cacophony of just nonsensicalness, but yet you could believe it. She sounds like the female version of this guy named Horsemeat. She sounds like me if I were to say something like that, because you guys know how I am. If I were to come out here with this crazy whatever, I feel like that's the way I would describe things. That's why it's so hilarious to me. I really think she's joking. Or she could not be. That maybe that's her frustration. Sure. I don't even know what to say. I'm crying. Look, just just leave the person. If you feel like that, just leave him. I'm sure he'll understand. If you tell him this, well, he's gonna see it anyway. If she does in fact have a boyfriend, maybe she doesn't anymore. Maybe he's okay with it. Maybe he's like, you know what? I need a little bit more space inside you. So why don't you go out there and right after you have a blue whale, stretch you out a little bit before you close back up, come back home so I can swim and feel like I'm in the freaking cosmos when I enter your vagina. Some people are into that. Some people are like, I want the gapingness. I don't want my flesh sausage to feel like it's being gripped. I want it to feel like it's being sloshed. And so to get that effect, either we use something, I'd be getting something out of it. You want to have the whole 9 yards. Let's have an open relationship. You go out there, you screw a bunch of whales, and you come home and I can swim in your pool. And they're totally fine with that. If that's the way that their relationship works, it's fine. But the way she's describing it, whether this is a skit or not, makes it seem as though the boyfriend probably wasn't okay with this or doesn't know. So then just tell him. Tell him, like, look, I want to go out there and meet some equines and get passed around, bro. Like, there's so much of me to share. I'm trying to get broken in, not just by you, by everyone. It's like that anime that I want to watch where the girl goes around collecting people, but she's scared because she's insecure about how her thing looks. That's okay. Just be upfront. And now she is, because she's made this video. And if nobody knows that she's joking, if she isn't joking, I think that's going to be a problem. Or not. Maybe that's what she's hoping for. She's like, okay, well, in case anyone does see the video, they know exactly what I'm putting out there. Can you imagine if she wasn't like that, though? And she did this as a skit, and most people didn't know, and they took it out of context, and now nobody wants to touch her or be with her. I mean, they would want to, because she's making it clear what she wants, but at the same time, I hope that she's not one of those people who are like, why do all men leave me? Why do all men cheat? There are some people like that. Not saying she is, but there are some people out there that feel this way. And then 5 years later, they're wondering why everyone doesn't like them, or why all the men leave, or why they don't take them seriously. And it's like, dude, you were very open about who you were and what you were giving from the get-go. So why are you now surprised that they're treating you exactly how you were treating yourself? But I do think it's just to get a reaction. I don't think she's actually... serious. And if she is, then don't be in a relationship. Yeah, just achieve your conquest and leave the monogamous guys alone, the guys that actually want to be in a relationship and they love you. It is more humane to do that for them. Unless you're like the girl from Scum's Wish that preys on people being hurt and you being the homewrecker.
It would just be so unfortunate if I were to go my whole entire life without getting piped by at least 100 different people just to see who I like the most.
100? Okay, well then after you have the conquest and you captured all the dick Pokemon, then what? How can you possibly choose from 100 people? Because then you're gonna find that you like this guy because he has a 13-inch meat. Can that even all fit? Whatever. Anyway, you're gonna like this guy because, oh, he has the kaiju dick over there. And then this guy over here, he's got the abs. And this guy over here, he's got the Pocahontas hair. You're never gonna find every single thing in one guy. And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna be addicted to the chase and nothing is ever going to suit you. You're not meant to be in a monogamous relationship, and that's cool, but don't go out there on your quest for Pokemon and then claim you're only going to choose one, because we know that's a damn lie. Everyone who's played Pokemon or Monster Capture games knows that when you have one, you don't just want one. You want them all. Gotta catch them all. There's a reason for that, because you always want more. You see, like, oh, Houndoom is my favorite. Then you see Steelix, and you're like, God damn. And then you see, it just never ends. Every time you see a shiny new Pokemon, and how many people play Pokemon, right? You have your party, and you choose them because they're strong. But then you have this thing where you're like, damn, every time I find a new Pokemon that I like, I gotta replace at least 2 people on my party because they're just not cutting anymore because I want this new shiny thing, even though I have to start all the way from the bottom to level them up. Everyone knows you'll have your main pieces, but you always have this recycling door of Pokemon that just never stay, and then you have ones that you love very much, and then you find a new one, and then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in the PC, I'll take you out later, don't worry, and then they just get stuck in there forever. And then years later, you go back to the game, and you take on an old console, and you're like, damn, I had you in there? Why did I... That's how long you've been in the P... Never to be seen again. Never to see the surface of the freaking sun again. And you feel horrible, but at the same time, you're like, that's so unfortunate. But then you get out, you leave them in the PC, you reminisce about when you first found them and the love you guys shared. But then you leave without taking them out, and they just stay in there and rot away. It's kind of the same thing with human whatever. Same thing with guys and girls too. Usually if guys run around a lot and then they're like, I need to settle down now and have someone have my child, they usually never stay faithful. Anyone, guy or girl, they make it a habit to capture as many Pokemon as possible. They will never just be happy with one Pokemon, even if it's a legendary Pokemon. They can brag and say, I've got a legendary. But at the end of the day, one is just not enough. They're gonna be like, man, now I'm on the quest to catch more legendaries, or one even more legendary than this one. I'm just not comfortable. They'll be happy and comfortable for a little while, and then the itch will happen, and they'll be like, I need to go on an adventure. And they'll make a game out of not getting caught, and then completely obliterate the person's heart, and then claim, well, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. So you didn't close your legs. You didn't think that just closing your legs or tucking yourself in and locking it up wouldn't hurt my feelings either. You never considered that other people out there would see you, or I'd eventually find the evidence because we're not the only two people on the planet. Like, it just never ceases to astound me how selfish people can be when it comes to that. You don't like someone, you don't like the lifestyle that you're in with a monogamous relationship, leave. It's really that simple. And if you choose not to, you basically want the stability that a relationship brings without the responsibility of it. So it is a very selfish thing. A person should stick around for you, but you don't want to do that for them. Everything's about you. So yeah, I'm not going to sit around there and shame anyone who wants to get run through by 6,000 xenomorphs. Do you? Everyone has their preferences. Just know what you want. And for the people that don't want that, be upfront with them and leave them alone. Just do your thing and be honest with yourself. Anyway, this was hilarious. I hope she leaves that guy, or he leaves her, and let's see if this isn't a skit. That would be hilarious. But let's see what her conquest is, like how far she is in the journey. Make it like a saga. Then she comes back a few months later. Hey guys, I'm on number 85. I'm almost there. I'm almost at 100. And then maybe she'll make an encyclopedia of all the dicks that she's had and just give like a name to each of them. Like, biggest dick is, okay, now I'm trying too hard.